Okay, this is actually a very fun theory I cannot take full credit for because I saw a 5 to 7 people leaving this comment on some of my recent uploads. And okay, so we're talking about Danny getting attacked in broad daylight in the parking lot, which is probably the employee parking lot of the airport. We know that's a thing because Q always talked about how he had to go to, the employee parking lot, and that's when Maurice would run up on him. Now, originally, I thought it was Jonah when I first saw the trailer. But then when I saw a better high quality version of the trailer, we get a clear look of the man as he's sneaking up on Danny while she's examining the broken window on her car. And it is clearly not Jonah. Now, you could make the argument about stunt doubles and whatnot because sometimes it's painfully obvious when a person is a stunt double versus the actual character. But I don't think that's the case here. I think this is a person who is not Jonah attacking Danny. And the thing about it is, my original video was, oh man, is Danny about to be abducted and, by a human trafficker? But interesting theory is Gary possibly arranged the attack, and it makes complete sense. I don't know if this is what's going down for real, but it's a good theory because of the fact that Gary and Hayden, they're going to be out for blood. They are on the warpath for revenge. Now, all the trailers talk about, how Gary's like, I don't lose. I want to get her good. Basically referring to Andy and potentially even Penelope, which is strange because in the season 7 promo, we see Penelope is still with Gary, it seems. But at the same time, this all happened because of Danny running that dang mouth of hers. Now, look, this might spark some controversy because I remember when I first said this way back when it happened, I got some flack, but then there were people who actually listened to everything I said and got my point of view. Go back to when Jonah called Danny out of her name, backhanded her, spat in her face, kind of held her on the ground, threatening to kill her, but say, you're lucky I'm not someone who would kill you. Or, you're lucky, I'm not the one to kill you. So he leaves, then she attacks him, yada, yada, yada. But I remember go back to that night when Jonah honestly just kind of forced himself on Danny, but his wee was small and she wanted him to leave. And then he ended up calling her out of her name. Danny, and I remember saying these exact words, she just went on a filibuster about his little chocolate rod and then ended up getting hit. And I said, I'm not blaming Danny because look, was it wrong for Jonah to call her out of her name? Absolutely. It was uncalled for. Danny should have taken the L because even though she did not deserve what happened to her, what she said to Jonah was kind of like the trigger that led to the slap. Again, it was 1,000% wrong for Jonah to do what he did. Not just backhanding her, but calling her out of her name. But had Danny not said anything, Jonah was going to finish getting dressed and get the hell out of the apartment. But you all know Danny always has to have the last word. So instead of just getting one jab in at Jonah, I think she said something like, well, if you weren't bad at sex, then he turned around like, excuse me? And then she just went on and on and on and on and on. And then, pop! Go fast forward to a couple episodes ago at Jordan's place. Andy's like, yo, we need to get up out of here. I want all the tea. And what did Danny do? Run that damn mouth. Just ran it. You all know how I feel about it because I've said it a lot in my recent videos. I've said it a lot in my recent posts. Now she is potentially seeing the negative side effect of not just running her damn mouth, but not staying in her own damn business. And now Gary might send somebody after her ass. And you see where I'm going with this. Had she not opened her mouth, if Gary really is the person who sent this thug after him as opposed to it just being a random nobody trying to, make a quick buck or, assault or, abduct a woman, this never would have happened. Again, if this was Gary orchestrating the entire thing. Some people suggest that, oh, maybe Gary's going after all the girls. I don't think so. I mean, Danni makes the most sense. Sabrina, I don't know. Gary probably knows that she's too much of an airhead to even suggest anything to Andy that she should leave him alone. So she's not worth the trouble. But Danni was the one who was running that damn mouth. She was the one spilling not even all the tea, but just enough to ruin Gary's quote unquote lives. You know, one with Andy, one with Penelope, and who knows how many other people. So anybody's can get it. It's just like Hayden. He originally was told Fatima did this, but it's like, oh, Zach, you were in on this too. Andy, you too. Oh, vengeance is on. Y'all all going to get some of this. It's on. So I would actually like it if Gary did set this up, because in the trailer for next season, him and Hayden are unhinged. Like, they're going after everybody, and it's not going to be good when, you know, when judgment time comes, because these people are out for everybody. And like I said, it makes sense to go after Danni because, yeah, you know, Penelope and Andy are talking, but if it wasn't for Danni, this wasn't going to happen, because Andy told Jordan she did not want Penelope to find out. So that just lets me know that, wow, okay, Andy wasn't going to say a damn thing at all. But I do feel like Gary going after Danni is an interesting story point if this were indeed to happen. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Did Gary orchestrate this attack on Danni? Obviously, it's going to fail, folks, because we know she's alive in the promo for season 7. But let's talk about it in the comments. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.